Welcome to our best practice video tutorials. This is Troubleshooting Megapixel Cameras 101, basic troubleshooting procedures for megapixel video cameras from Arecont Vision. The basic troubleshooting procedures are: check to make sure the camera is receiving correct power and voltage, check the data and power cables, check the camera's network LEDs, isolate the camera from the existing network and connect it directly to a PC, and then use the AV100 installer to test the IP address and check the image. So, the way to troubleshoot a complex system is to break it down into the most basic elements. Each element is going to be inspected systematically and find out what's not broken. Then we can narrow scope of cause. From the most basic configuration, we then add elements until the problem is duplicated and the cause is found. For the purpose of basic troubleshooting, we're really only concerned with the power and the camera. We're going to narrow the scope to camera and power and confirm, is the camera receiving correct voltage and power, is the data cable working, and are the camera's network LEDs lit. So, is the camera getting correct voltage and power? We can perform an inline PoE test from the camera end of the wire. If the camera is powered by AC or DC power, we can use a digital multimeter to test from the camera end of the power wire, is it getting the correct voltage and watts. Then we're going to test the data cable. We're going to confirm it's terminated correctly at both ends, test for cable continuity on all pairs, and then replace or re-terminate the cable and retest it if a problem's found. Some good tools to have in your tool bag for that purpose: an inline PoE tester. A good example here is the Power Panel PoE 1000IL. That's from Byte Brothers. It's a low-cost PoE multimeter. It can also be used to test your cable runs, and you should also have a standard digital multimeter in your bag. So, connect your camera directly to a PC, then isolate the camera from the existing network, either by using tools like Veracity Pinpoint or Point Source, or using a crossover cable and a separate power source. Connect it directly to a PC, configure the network settings to match the network. Some good examples of tools for that purpose would be the Veracity Pinpoint. If you have PoE, it's a simple tool, allows you to isolate the camera and a laptop into a small network, or something like the Point Source, which actually provides power as well as a network connection. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to use ping in the AV100 for some troubleshooting tests. If you know the IP address of the camera and you think it is on the network, you can use a DOS prompt, type ping, put in the IP address of the camera, hit enter, and see if you get a reply from the camera. If you don't get a reply, or the IP address isn't set correctly, we can confirm if the camera is reachable on the network using the AV100. Just click Find Cameras. If the camera can be found, we can confirm the IP address, and if necessary, change it to match the network address it's supposed to have. To do the next step, we want to go ahead and select it, click Install Selected, and then save this configuration so we can go to the next step and check the image. Alright, to check the image, we want to install the camera like we just did. Then we want to run the video system in the AV100 and confirm if we can see a picture. If there is no image displayed, or it's a black picture, we want to check the lens, make sure the iris is open. If it's an auto iris lens, we might try adjusting the settings in AV100 or possibly remove it to see if we get a picture. And if there's still no image, we want to contact tech support. So, if the image looks like this, well, we want to check the lens. Open the iris, check if there's a lens cap. Basically, check to see if there's something going on with the lens or an obstruction. So here's a review of the basic troubleshooting procedures. Check the camera's receiving the correct voltage and power. Check the data cables. Check the camera's network LEDs. Isolate the camera from the network and use the AV100 to test the IP address and check the image. Thanks for watching.